Alright YouTube, it's me again, Rev, and today we're gonna do another Beyblade Burst unboxing and review. This time we have the Beyblade Burst BU, Xiphoid Xcalibur. So let's take a quick look at the box. So here you have an image of Xiphoid Xcalibur, inspired by its previous evolutions from the previous seasons, sorry. And on the background shows that Excalibur is battling Cyclone Ragnarok. And here's the Beyblade Burst logo, the BU logo. And up here shows that this Bey comes with the Power Custom Sword Launcher LR. And I am excited to play with this sword launcher here. And by the way, this will be my first sword launcher in Beyblade Burst. And this will be my first Xiphoid Excalibur evolution. Sorry, my first Excalibur evolution. And up here shows, get the camera to focus. Up here shows that this Bey is an attack type, part of the burst system, a right spinning Beyblade, a DB Beyblade, and a BU Beyblade. And on the right shows that this is a Takara Tomy product. And up here, explaining the gimmick of this Bey, which is the metal sword on the DB core of Excalibur, which we will get to in a little bit. On one side shows the parts of Xiphoid Excalibur, including the new launcher, and on the other side shows the two orientations of BU Beyblades. And on the back of the box shows the parts again for Xiphoid Excalibur. Let's see what we got. We got Excalibur for the DB core. The blade is Xiphoid. And the armor is a new armor. And the disc will be Xanthus, a new pod. And the driver will be the Sword Dash driver, a new driver. Not really new, because there was a sword driver before in Turbo. And over here again explaining the sword feature of Xiphoid Excalibur. And over here explaining, not really sure what this explains, but I will find out when I unbox this Bey. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the box. So let's get to unboxing this thing, shall we? Okay, here we have everything out of the box, so let's take a quick look at each one. We'll first take a look at the stickers for Xiphoid Excalibur and the super cool sword launcher. Not a lot. I'll put these on later. And here are two instruction manuals. No need to go over these. And here is the super cool sword launcher, which I will get to after Xiphoid Excalibur. We will now take a look at the Beyblade. We will first take a look at the DB core, which is called Excalibur. And this skull comes in this really cool red and gold color. The stickers are already applied. And this core has two features, and one of them is this sword here, which is one of the modes. Not mode, but the feature. This is one of the features of the Beyblade. And what this sword does is it helps provide a stronger attack power for the Beyblade, to the point that the Bey wins by a burst finish, which is pretty useful for an attack type, as this Bey is an attack type. And the second feature of this core are these little tabs here. I don't know if you can see them. These little tabs here, where my fingers are pointing at them, these are actually burst locks for the Beyblade to prevent it from bursting. which is pretty useful for the Beyblade, along with a dash driver. And aside from that, this Bey is inspired by two of its previous evolutions, which are Xn.Excalibur and Buster Excalibur. As you can see with the cross and the sword part here, resembling Buster Excalibur, which is pretty cool. And the idea of the design is similar to Ultimate Valkyrie. Well done, Takatomi. So here you go. Next up we have the blade called Xiphoid, and this blade is inspired by Excalibur's second evolution, Siege Excalibur from Beyblade Burst Evolution. And as you can see, the form of this blade is unbalanced, as you can see, and it's supposed to be because this is that the unbalancedness of the whole Beyblade is a pretty strong attack type. It gives it a really strong attack power to the point of burst finish. So, and typically the sword will point downwards, which links to the unbalancedness of the Beyblade. You can see this tip here. This is the same with its previous evolutions, as you can see. So there you go. We have a new part, a new armor specifically called 1. This is the 1 armor, which is 1 weight is distributed on one side only, which makes the Beyblade unbalanced, and it's supposed to be to make the whole Beyblade a lot stronger in terms of attack power. So there you go. Next up we have the forged disc called Xanthus, and there's red plastic surrounding the forged disc. And the interesting part about this forged disc here is there are these two tabs here where the name of the forged disc are normally engraved. And what these tabs do are just like the tabs on the DB core, they also provide a burst lock for Excalibur. And again, I will get through the feature of the burst lock when I assemble this Beyblade. So there you go. And last but not least, we have the sword dash driver. Like I said before, there's already a sword driver that was released already, that came with Buster Excalibur from Josie. And as you can see, the tip is similar to Killer Deathsider's Jaggy tip, except it's metal. And this driver has these metal swords sticking out from both sides. And I read online that this driver is not really that good because of these swords sticking out, and they provide a risky scrape in the stadium as it spins. So this driver is not really that good according to my readings online, but I will have to test this driver out in the stadium, see how bad it actually is. So there you go. And here you have Xiphoid Xcalibur all assembled. So inspirationally designed and multi-dimensional as well. And here's the side view. You can see a bit short, not as short as Ultimate Valkyrie. Now I'm gonna talk about the burst lock first, and then the sword feature that this Bey has. With the burst lock on this Bey, I showed you those two tabs on both the DB core and the forge disk. If you click for once or first or second, and then if you go to the third click, you can feel a little bit of resistance in between. See, so there's a little bit of resistance there. And now I'm gonna talk about the sword inside the DB core. So if the bay clicks once, twice, so as you can see, the bay clicks 1, 2, the sword will come out, which will provide the bay a more powerful attack to the point of bursting the opponent's bay. As you can see, look at the side view, and as you can see, the weight is shifted to one side, making this bay a really powerful attack type, but with poor stamina. I'm gonna show you something else as well. Here is Xiphoid Xcalibur in high mode, a bit taller than it was in low mode. What I'm gonna talk about now is the sword feature in high mode. So if the bay clicks 1 and 2, as you can see, the sword will come out, but only the small part of it, the tip of it, because it's obstructed by the armor, the number 1 armor, as you can see. So the sword doesn't come out as much as doesn't come out all the way. I mean, the sword doesn't come out all the way like the sword in low mode. I mean in low mode, sorry. As you can see. So you'd wanna use this bay for low mode for that powerful attack power. So there you go. We will now check the weight for Xiphoid Xcalibur. See what we get. 79 grams. A bit heavier than Guilty Longinus, I think. So let's see. Oh, the same. So I was wrong. So there you go. 79 grams for Xiphoid Xcalibur. We will now test spin and test battle this bay. Before we do a test battle, I almost forgot about the Power Custom Sword Launcher LR. So here it is, and the stickers are already applied on this launcher as well. Looks really cool, as you can see. It comes in this red and black color, and comes in this yellow and black ripcord. The ripcord also has a sticker on it, this hexagon sticker. So as a DB launcher, or BU launcher in this case, this launcher can actually no, that wasn't right. This launcher can be used by either right spin or left spin bays, and you can also customize the two units, the gear unit and the core unit. The spin unit, sorry, that wasn't right, sorry. So you can customize the gear unit and the spin unit with a different one from the previous releases. So here shows on the left, on my left, sorry, shows the R means for right spin, and the right means the left in my right, sorry. So here So on my right is the R, right, and to the left is the L, left. So this is where the ripcord would go if you'd launch the left spin base, and same with the right spin, but put it in the right slot. Now what I found kind of interesting with this launcher is I remember the first ripcord with the sword launcher that came with the first Excalibur is that one side of the ripcord, you can see these tabs here. One side of the ripcord used to be like here, like the tabs ends right around here, but with this launcher the tabs end all the way down to the tip of the sword launcher, which I kind of found interesting. So both sides have the tabs all the way till the tip of the launcher. Curious to know why Takara did this. So there you go. We will now test spin and test battle display. Xiphoid Xcalibur, sorry. We will now test spin Xiphoid Xcalibur using the sword launcher from DB. So here we go. Oh, that didn't sound good. Let's try that one more time. So yeah, that really didn't sound good at all because so you can see that. So as you just saw, when I launched Xiphoid Xcalibur, the sword launcher felt grindy inside. So just one more time. Yeah, you just heard that grind there. As you can see, Xiphoid Xcalibur is spinning fully in the stadium now. Let's try it with a string launcher. So now I have my string launcher out. So better spin performance on Xiphoid Xcalibur. And the bay is losing stamina quickly. That's mainly because of the unbalancedness of the bay. Let's test the sword launcher with the lip spinning base. What I have right now is Guilty Longinus and the sword launcher in left spinning mode. 3, 2, 1, go. So there's no grinding with left spinning mode, but there is with the right spinning mode, as you just saw with Xiphoid Xcalibur. So one more time. So that was right spin. And this is left spin right here. So the sword launcher works well with the left spinning base, but not as well with the right spinning base. So this is a bit strange here. seeing as I was excited for this launcher, and next thing I know, I end up having a grindy launcher with the right spinning slot. So there you have the testing of the sword launcher. I'll give it a 3 out of 3. I'll give it a 6 or 5 out of 10. Actually, maybe I'll give it 7 out of 10 because the left spinning mode works well with the sword launcher, but not with the right spin. Now, let's have a test battle with Xiphoid Xcalibur and Guilty Longinus. I'm gonna be using the string launcher for Xiphoid and the sword launcher for Guilty, since this launcher works well with left spins. So here we go. Oh, big hit. Oh, big hit. And Xiphoid Xcalibur wins by ring out finish. And did the sword go down? Yes, it did. So the sword did go down. Really cool, really amazing. And it helped it win against Guilty Longinus by ring out finish. Okay, let's have a second battle. Good. Oh, big hit. Oh, this time Guilty Longinus wins by ring out finish. Now I have both Xiphoid Xcalibur and Guilty Longinus in high mode. There we go. Oh, big hit. And I think Guilty Longinus won. So as you can see, the tip of the sword did go down, but I believe in low mode the sword is more effective than in high mode. And what I also found interesting is with Xiphoid Xcalibur, if you have the Xanthus disc, click once or twice for the sword to go down, the tip of the Xanthus disc will align with the tip of the blade of the Xiphoid blade, which is pretty interesting. And also to shift the weight to one side, like completely, which is pretty interesting. So there you have Xiphoid Xcalibur. Okay, there you have the unboxing review for Beyblade Burst BU, Xiphoid Xcalibur. And in my opinion, this Bey is an amazing attack type, but the only downside to the Bey is that sword dash driver. It's not aggressive enough for the Bey as it spins in the stadium. I feel like this Bey would have come with a better driver or a completely new attack type driver. And with the sword launcher that came with the Bey, it was quite a disappointment with the right spinning slot being grindy, but the left spinning slot works completely well. So good with the left spin. But leave your comments down below what you think of Xiphoid Xcalibur and the sword launcher for DB. Anyways, thank you guys for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And if you wanna check out my playlist of Beyblade contents, go ahead and do so. And please follow me on my Instagram page and check out the channel mgoskis328 down in the description below. And this has been Raf the Rev. Moving on to the next video.